Hello, I'm Mark Friedman, and today we're going to create a general ledger. The general ledger is a listing of all the journal entries for a period of time sorted by transaction number within an account number. We can create a quick and detailed report showing the history of every account for a specific period of time by using a pivot table. First thing, make sure that you have tabs Data for General Ledger, and another tab, Ledger. Step 1. We're going to prepare the data with unique column headings without any skip rows or columns. Select the General Journal. Copy the cells starting with the heading in A4, click on A4, through G, and now down to the last row containing relevant data. Notice that the General Journal has colors, and there are also formulas on this sheet. Right-click and copy. Select the Data for General Ledger. Select cell A1, right-click, and now we're going to paste special values. If there are any formulas on the original sheet, only the related values will be posted. Notice none of the fill cells are there. However, we have extra rows. To remove the extra rows, we're going to sort. Select Data, Sort. My Data has headers, should be selected. Sort by Account. Smallest to largest, select OK. Notice that the range goes past the data. Select the first cell in column A with no data. On mine, it's A18. Hold down the Shift, hold down the Control at the same time, and press the END key. This will bring us down to the lower right-hand corner. If you're using an Apple, it would be Shift, Command, and down arrow. Now right-click the mouse. Delete entire row. OK. Let's go up to the top and change the column widths if necessary. The date column shows the number of days since January 1st, 1900. Let's change that by first selecting column B, Home. This box over here is called the number format. Select the short date. In cell H1, type in the heading Balance. In cell 2, we're going to put in a formula which will show the debits as a positive number and the credits as a negative number. Equal, select F2 minus select G2. And now copy that down, and I copy by just dragging it down to the last row that has data. Step 2, to create the pivot table. Select any cell with data on the General Ledger sheet. I'll select cell C3. Select Insert, Pivot Table. Notice that the table range should end in H17. We want the pivot table to be on an existing worksheet, and the name of that sheet is Ledger, which is followed by an exclamation point, $A, $1. Now select OK. Notice the new screen that we're on. In the lower right-hand corner, we have the value, and the value is whatever we are going to be adding. That will be balance. Select balance and drag it to value. The rows are right next to that. The first thing we want is the account number. Take account and drag it to rows. Wow, that looks like a trial balance. Notice that the grand total is 0 because the accounts are in balance. Next, I want the transactions. Again, click on Transaction and drag it down. Now, I have all the transactions for cash in numerical order. I also would like to have the description. Click on Description and drag that down. That looks good, except after each transaction, there's a total. Right-click on B2, Transaction, select Field Settings, select None, select OK. Now we have something that looks like a general ledger. Let's go back to the general journal and add an additional entry. Perhaps on June 20th, 6/6/20, whoops, that's a bad date. I'm sorry. Retry. 6/20, account 5030. I'm going to pick this same information from transaction 6. And the credit to accounts payable, Zach Advertising, invoice 23548 for $500. Oh, we're not in balance. Okay. After putting in the entry, we have to bring it over to our ledger sheet. I'm just going to copy. Select journal entry number 9. Right-click, copy. Go to the Data for General Ledger sheet. And go to the first empty cell. In my case, it's A18. Right-click. Again, paste special values. The balance column has to be adjusted. Go to H17 and copy it down. And let's return to the ledger. Click on any cell in the pivot table. Notice that Pivot Table Tools is shown, and we're going to select Analyze. Select Change Data Source. Select Change Data Source again, and change it from H17. Now it goes to H19. Select OK, and notice that account 2101 now has the $500, and that the expense also has the $500. Perhaps the $500 was supposed to be $5,000. Let's go back to the data for the general ledger. Change the 500 to 5,000 and a negative 5,000. Return to the ledger. Notice that nothing has changed. Right-click any place on the pivot table, and there is Refresh. Select Refresh, and it's been updated. That's how we make a general ledger from a general journal using a pivot table. That wasn't hard at all. Pivot tables is one of the tools that we use to analyze big data. Now you should be more comfortable using a pivot table. See you next time.